Hey folks, Dave here with Small Batch Cigar. It has been a hot minute and we are back with the Amazon Basin. This is the 2024 edition. Been wanting to review this one for a while. This is my last one, so I guess I finally had to pull the trigger. Had a little bit of a crack, and you can see I went with a more is more approach for the cigar glue. This guy right here, perfect repair, pretty awesome stuff. And it is begging the question, is it worth it? Is it hype or not? I see it a lot, especially with the Amazon Basin. Let's find out what it's all about together. So while we are lighting this bad mamma jamma, a lot of folks may be wondering where I went, why I was gone for a little while. I was here. It was cold. It was so cold. So cold for so long. And in December, I was still able to taste so much from my cigars. It wasn't quite as cold yet. And I was sticking to heavier, bolder blends, specifically to cut through the noise floor. It got so cold that I just really couldn't. And I couldn't trust what I was tasting to be comprehensive. And if you were gonna fire up something very similar in a lounge, you'd get something different. So I wanted to wait until spring was here. Hopefully by next winter, we'll have everything figured out for an indoor review lounge, which would be sweet. Let's check on the first puffs right here. Interestingly enough, this is not reminding me in these first few moments very much of what I love about the Amazon Basin. And this is throwing me for a loop because 2 weeks ago, I smoked my second to last one from last year. Totally different experience. So I can't tell right now if it's my sinuses, if it's barometric pressures, if it's humidity outside, I don't know. But right now, I'm getting a serious woodiness. All of the floral, molasses, and raisiny sweetness that I've come to expect from this blend is not here at the moment. It is very woody. It's not drying my palate out though. Neither is it creamy. We'll check back in a few minutes. There we are. A few minutes later, roughly, what is that? Half an inch. 3/8 of an inch in, and we are finally getting that raisin, that little bit of floral. Man, I was really worried that I was having an off day because I look forward to these so much. And to answer the question up front about hype or not, I don't think so. I think if you like this flavor profile, there are very, very few cigars that can achieve that. It is very unique. Very interesting. I think most of the hype or not conversations come from the price point and the CAO brand name. But CAO has always been on the forefront of what is possible. They've introduced so many cool things. I mean, Brazilian tobacco as a whole had a resurgence because of CAO specifically. And now you see everybody working with Brazilian tobaccos, whether it's wrapper grade or in the filler leaves, and it just changes so much. I firmly believe that we have CAO to thank for that. Yeah, through the nose is much sweeter. On the palate though, in the mouthfeel, I'm getting more of a dark chocolate at the moment. The woodiness is oaky on the palate, but through the nose specifically, it tastes more like aromatic cedar. Really cool. Love the dimensions happening. So glad that it's hitting. Yeah, through the nose, right about here, I'm getting so much more of that floral component, and the dark chocolate forms a bitter base that everything else is springing off of. So we have the floral, we have a little bit of that raisiny sensation happening, and it's working perfectly because of the dark chocolate and oak base. That floral is almost like potpourri. which I always find so interesting. I don't know my potpourri. I'm not a connoisseur. That's as far as I can go with it, but it's intense and it's so good. Aromatic. Let's call it aromatic. What do you guys think about the years? If you have the 2024, if you picked up the 2025 this year, what do you think about the differences? Which was your favorite release? What do you think about the vintage release? I skipped the vintage personally, but I'm liking this 2024 a whole lot. The first release, of course, was the most magical, in my opinion. I don't know if it was just the nostalgia looking back on it that just sets it up so high on that pedestal, but the raisiny sweetness was profound, very profound in the first batch. And if you didn't know, that wrapper right there, that is tobacco. It's one of the few cigars that uses tobacco for the wrapper. So you can technically smoke through it. I've never done it. I don't know if that is going to introduce a whole nother can of worms to the flavor profile. If you have though, please drop a comment, let us know. Right about here, floral notes intensify. I'm getting a butterscotch that is lingering on the palate. Buttered bread as well. Butter is the key word and not something I would traditionally associate with the Amazon Basin. But that butterscotch note is it's exceptional. There's no other way to put it. We are right about 43 minutes in, and this is all that has been burned so far. This is a very slow burning cigar. Great for the golf course, great for work. Not great if you're on a time crunch. So dropping the ash, we get more of a juniper sensation, less of that oak and cedar. And instead of the floral, I'm picking up a candied citrus sensation. Very sweet, very good. Man, we are just now closing in on the 1 hour mark, not even to the halfway point of the cigar. It is so good. I'm getting everything from a little bit of savory to a little bit of sour, a little bit of bitter, a little bit of sweet, a little bit of salt, that salinity. Yeah, this cigar is just running the gamut, but it is also on the sweeter side of things, which, as you know, I love bready cigars and I love sweeter cigars. This one kind of threads the needle of everything that I personally enjoy. And sometimes when we say bitter, it's not a bad thing. Any blender is going to want to introduce some bitterness to counterbalance some of the acidity, some of the other things happening with the tobaccos. You always want to achieve balance. And this cigar, even though it is, again, is tilting to the sweeter side of things, very complex, very rich. Awesomeness. All right, let's see what other people are saying about this cigar. So the Cigar Hound Dog rated the 2025 a number 2 memorable. And our friends at Half Wheel rated it a 93, saying lively and complex. The CAO Amazon Basin, the 2024 to be clear, features a profile that is full of distinct transitions. Totally agree. And Barry at the Barrel Burner rated the 2024 edition a 93, saying while more enjoyable than the 2022, it still doesn't compare to the 2014 release, which was iconic. 2014 was a really good year. Las Calaveras, the first Amazon Basin release. So good. But that is it from us, guys. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I look forward to seeing you soon.